Hey everybody, how you doing? Now I want to say something to you and I want you to listen to this very closely. All right? You ready? You cannot drain a pool until you fill it up with water first. Okay? I think everybody would agree with that. Let me say it again. You cannot drain a pool unless you fill it up with water first. Okay? You cannot collect taxes. I'm the government, right? I cannot collect taxes in my currency unless I distribute that currency first, okay? I cannot collect taxes unless I distribute that currency first. Anyone who has ever played the game of Monopoly knows that, you roll the dice, you go around the board. If you land on that spot called community chest or chance, you pick up a card, and sometimes the card says pay taxes, $75 or whatever. You cannot pay that tax until the board distributes the money to you, until the game, distributes the money to you first. In fact, you can't even play the game. Somebody, right, when you have a game of Monopoly, somebody has to distribute the money to everybody. It says right there in the instructions. And by the way, it also says in the instructions, if you run out of that colored paper money, it says just write down denominations on a piece of paper. You cannot pay your taxes until the government distributes the money first. Impossible. Impossible. All right? You cannot sell a treasury unless the dollars exist in the banking system first. You got that one? You cannot sell a treasury. Again, if I'm the government, I cannot sell a treasury unless the dollars exist in the banking system first. The dollars have to come first, okay? When you think, oh, they're borrowing money because they're selling treasuries, no. The dollars exist. They have to. Only dollars can be used to buy treasuries. If you want to buy a treasury with a bar of gold, if you go to the treasury with gold coins, or if you go to the treasury with yen or British pounds or Canadian dollars or Australian dollars or whatever, rubles, they're going to tell you, go cash it in for dollars and we'll sell you the treasury. So you cannot sell, if I'm the government, I cannot sell a treasury until the dollars are in the banking system first. All right? This is all very simple. This is all very simple and logical. And for those of you who resist it, you're allowing your ideology to resist it. All right, you're allowing your false belief to resist it. And I know some of you, you've come to terms with this. In other words, you said, "Hey, I get it." A light bulb went off in your head. And there's still a lot of you who don't want to. You're going to find every kind of rationalization why that is not correct. And I know that some of you are going to say, "No, because it's the Fed that provides the dollars." No, you're wrong there too. You're wrong there too. The Fed is not allowed to buy treasuries from the Treasury. Precluded by statute, by law. Fed is not allowed. Fed can only buy treasuries, and that's how it adds reserves. Fed can only buy treasuries in the secondary market. That means it is buying treasuries from people or entities who already own them. Actually, if the Fed deals with primary dealers, which are like big Wall Street banks. Where did they buy them from? How did they buy them? Because the dollars existed first. I am the government. I cannot sell a treasury unless the dollars exist first. So where do the dollars come from? The dollars come from government spending. It's called fiat money. That is money by decree. The government says, Congress says, we need $700 billion for the military. Boom, there it is. All right. Fiat money is money by decree. That's it. That's all it is. Okay? You cannot drain a swimming pool until you fill it up first. You cannot pay your taxes. For all of you who said, my taxes are paying for all this damn government spending. You cannot pay your taxes unless the government distributes the dollars first. The government cannot sell a treasury security unless the dollars exist first. China cannot buy our treasuries unless they have the dollars in their account first. How do they get the dollars? They sell us stuff. They sell us stuff. So we finance China, not the other way around. Our consumption finances China. Folks, it's all very easy. You just got to let go of your ideology. It is all very easy. So one more time, let's go over it. You cannot drain a swimming pool unless you fill it up first. You cannot pay your taxes unless the dollars are distributed first. And the government cannot sell a treasury unless the dollars exist first. Finally, China cannot buy our treasuries unless they earn the dollars first. And treasuries, all they are, really, they're just a reserve drain. We sell it. They sell it as a reserve because it drains reserves. It helps the Fed, and now it's not even necessary anymore because the Fed pays interest on reserves directly. In the old days, it was necessary for the Fed and the Treasury to work together to maintain the policy rate. Otherwise, if not, the spending would cause all these reserves to pile up to infinity in the banking system, and the rate would go down to zero. That's another thing. The natural rate of interest for a currency issuing nation is zero. It's not 1%, it's not 2% like Janet Yellen thinks. Oh, we're getting to the natural rate. There's no, in her mind, she might think that's the natural rate, but the natural rate is zero. All right? I don't know, she didn't call it the natural rate. She called it the neutral rate. Any positive rate is no longer a neutral rate because it is a net addition of income. So they're even wrong on the terminology. It's so bad. It's so bad. But what do you expect? This is junk economics that everybody has bought into. Not MMTers, not me, not the people. It's junk economics, what everyone else has bought into. That's how it is, folks. So just say that to yourself. You cannot drain a swimming pool until you fill it up with water first. See everybody later. I can't wait to see all the stupid comments. Bye.